Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. We have an article here where the United States urges, or most likely tells the Russians to do something without even having the power or authority, but that's what happens when you have someone who's not used to receive orders but only issue orders. Thinks that that should be everyone should be following whatever they bark around, without losing the perception of reality or the sense of reality, living in a deluded, imaginary, artificial reality. So we have this article from Republic World, and from today, the 20th of August 2022. US urges Russia to abandon Ukraine nuke plant to avoid 1986 Chernobyl disaster. So for us who understand the situation and know what's going on over there, or at least what we can figure out from what they let us know, we have there the Ukrainian nuclear power plant from Zaporizhzhya, the biggest in Europe, that was in Ukraine and was Ukrainian. The Russians took over, they attacked it and took over on the 4th of, I think the 4th of 6th, I think the 4th of March 2022. The special operation, Russian special operation, started in the 24th of February. So in 10 days, about 10 days, they took over that plant. Since then until now, all clear or silent on the Western front, or Eastern, depends how you look at it, right? So now the Ukrainians somehow want to do something, because, as I said, from March until now, it was under the control of the Russian forces, and nothing was hurt, everything was okay. All of a sudden there's a problem. Supposedly the Russians are shooting at the plant, when actually it seems like maybe some other people want to shoot at the plant, or the military, the Russian military around it, that defend it from idiots taking over and causing a disaster. That's my take of it, anyway, because you don't leave a nuclear plant without being really under military control. You want it to be protected, don't you? Yeah, so now it's under Russian protection, so why should the Russian shoot at it? It's someone else. Who might that be, you wonder? I can tell you exactly who that is. That is Ukrainian forces, armed forces. It can be the Martians, it can be the, Taiwanese, it can be the French, no? Or maybe, who knows? So, it's clear that the Ukrainians are shooting at the Russians. The Russians are shooting back. And then everybody yells at Russians, they cause problems, and the security of the whole world is because of the Russians being over there. Not of the attackers, no, of the guys who controlled it for what, 6 months almost. Don't you think that's weird? I think it's weasel-like, not only weird. And now we have US telling the Russians to leave because the Russians who've been there for the past 6 months, and nothing happened because of their presence, not because of their servants' attacks, because of the Russians being over there, that causes the servants to attack, and therefore the Russians are the ones that endanger the safety of the planet. So the Russians should go, so the Ukrainians can come, and then the Russians can shoot at them, and then the Americans will take the Ukrainians out and let the Russians back, right? I mean, if we follow the logic, the Russians are there, you want them out, and you want these guys over there, right? Who are shooting at them. Actually, these guys are the ones that are in danger, not the ones who had no problems for 6 months. So these guys shoot at them. You want them out, these come back. The Russians will shoot at them, so this is in reverse. And then who's endangering? Now, by their logic, it's Ukrainians. So then they have to yell at Ukrainians to leave, so they let the Russians come in. That's the logic. Unless they say, no. Zaporizhzhya is Ukrainian, but it's not anymore. The reality is it's not anymore. It's under the control of the Russians, like it was under the control of the Ukrainians. Yeah, the staff is Ukrainian, they can fire all of them and put the Russians in place. They have the ability. But they let the Ukrainians still work over there, which is fine. I don't see any problem with that. So why would you want the Russians out? Oh, so the Ukrainians don't shell them. So why don't you tell the servants, that you sponsor, which is a Ukrainian army, to get the fuck out, or at least don't shoot at these guys. Take it somehow differently. Taking out. Like, for instance, the Russians took it on the 4th of March. How in the hell that happened? So let's see what these guys are arguing. The United States on Friday urged Moscow to abandon Europe's largest nuclear power plant in order to avoid a potential reprise of the 1986 Chernobyl disaster. How would that happen? Can you tell me how? In what scenario that would happen? Do you think the Russians will do something to the plant? Why now? Why didn't they do it then? Why didn't they do it on the 24th? A few rockets. Boom, that's it. Why did they have to come and bother and lose equipment and manpower and bother to surround it? And why? If they really want to be bad, they just do it then. Why do it now? Because they're losing? Makes no sense. I'm going to lose. I'm going to stay over there. And then I'm going to say, if you guys attack us, we're going to bomb it. Now that's a blackmail. Did they say that? No. Are they losing? No, as far as I know. So then what will be the reason? Oh, you don't want the Russians. Well, unfortunately, it's not up to you. The situation is like as it is. They are there. It's under their control. What are they going to do about it? They were not going to leave because you urged them. Because they could urge you to leave from your 150 bases around the world. And what are you going to do? Like you've been doing for the past, 30 years. Right? So, they are deluded. They think they can still order. They can bully people around. Well, you can bully Romania or I don't know. But this is not Romania. The United States, yes, that's what they did. To avoid Chernobyl. What do you mean? Chernobyl was an accident. What accident could happen here and why? Because the Russians, it's the Ukrainian staff over there working. The appeal from the Biden administration came amid reports of Russians considering shelling the facility in a false flag operation. Really? Why would they do it now? Why wouldn't they do it? Why didn't they do it in the 5th of March? And again, this is a scenario. With scenarios, I can say no. The Americans want to bomb it, actually, and the Russians are defending. And I think the Russians will put all their S-3000s, not 300s, 3000s, ready for an imminent American attack. That's a scenario. It's impossible. Why? Because those are the good guys. Why don't you look in the past 30 years of in historical events and see if that's the case? Okay, so that's gone. The innocence. So what remains? A scenario. I can make scenarios. It could be the Romanians. Some troops from Romania are going to dig some holes from Romania all the way to Zaporizhzhya underneath the ground. Nobody will figure them out. And when they get over there, they're going to start firing, put a little light, and explode everything. All right? How about that kind of scenario? No? Oh, okay. Why not? I mean, yours is as stupid as mine. Or not stupid. Irrelevant. Based on nothing. You can't just stay like that. I can't just say, oh, I'm going to shoot at that guy because that guy tonight might come and, rape my wife. Well, I can't make this kind of assumptions and say, you know what, because you're going to do that, I'm going to preemptively take care of you. This is their logic. So this is basically what they want. They want these guys to leave for whatever reason. And then for whatever reason. They say this is Ukrainian. Not anymore. Not anymore. You had those guys come over, they came over. You should have thought about this before, ahead of time, as Zelensky. Anyway, a lot of people say, did you think about it before you got to this point? Or everything is under control, actually. All this is already under control. Yeah, we have to do this. And they will say, what's this? Anybody farting here? Yeah, and they urge. Why don't they urge the other ones? They don't even take it in. Someone urges the United States. First, nobody would dare to urge the United States. But if someone dares to urge the United States, what do you think the United States will do with that urge? You're going to smack it like a cockroach. Just like that. Not even look at it. But they dare to urge everybody of anything. They're in everybody's business. I live in the United States. I love this country. But you can call things as they are. And I think this is going to be bad for us. Not only for, I'm doing this not because just I want to criticize and no. But continue doing this and you have countries pissed off and they will hurt who? Me. And you and everybody else, American citizens, not those guys over there. And they're going to tell, why do they hate us? And then they will provide the answer, like the September 11. They hate our democracy and our freedoms. And everybody, yes, give me 5, man. Yeah, man, our freedom. Yeah, give me the beer. Yeah, let's get a beer. Yeah, that's how it was here on September 11. I was here, and I saw it. Yeah, they hate our freedoms, man. Yeah. And I was like, really? Maybe it's your involvement everywhere, including the place where this guy came from. And you didn't even attack the ones that maybe deserved. You attacked other ones. Why? Because that was the plan. Remember the plan? Please, I mean, I'm not below 86 IQ. And neither are you. Okay? Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.